the phenomenal AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, who will be the last man standing.
The falling contest scheduled for one fall is a last man standing match. Introducing first from the City of Angels, Christopher Daniels.
In light of what we have witnessed for the past several months, is there any better way to settle the differences in the bad blood between Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles than to put them in a match where anything and everything goes, no disqualification? We will determine a winner when one man cannot answer the 10 count. It's last man standing rules.
And his opponent from Gainesville, Georgia, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
And as he heads to the ring, Mike, you mentioned earlier that Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, your favorite rivalry over the last 10 years.
Yep.
Well, pal, I've been around this place a few years as well. About 10 as well. And I gotta tell you, my favorite rivalry is AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels. I have seen these two compete against one another on different continents, all over the world, and I can tell you the difference between those previous matches and even the previous match we saw a year ago between these two men eventing Destination X. The difference is, a year later, this isn't a match. This is a fight. This is personal, and I know AJ Styles probably better than just about anybody around here, Mike, and I can tell you, the man, the husband, the father, you know these allegations are complete BS. And obviously, the face of Impact Wrestling, Mike, as you are the voice of this company and has been for 10 years. AJ Styles, to me, is the face of this company and has been for the last 10 years. And is a man who I'm proud of to call a part of this company and the face of this company, regardless of what Christopher Daniels ridiculously claims.
Well, difficult for me to argue that point. I certainly wouldn't. It's your opinion. And in terms of a rivalry, what we have seen between these two through the years, both in the ring as well as outside of the ring, especially in the past year or so, with the shocking allegations and accusations from Christopher Daniels, I could not argue about Styles and Daniels being one of the best rivalries ever in the decade of TNA. Cat and mouse game by Daniels, who tries to stay one step ahead of AJ, and when AJ comes in, Daniels spits right in his face. They tell the whole story of this relationship between two men who for years were the closest of friends. But there's just something about, whether it's jealousy or whatever it is.
I'll tell you what it is, it's jealousy. I completely, oh, look out, into the, wow. We said this was gonna be a fight, folks. And I think it's jealousy for the simple fact that these two were close friends for so many years and competed, but AJ just always seemed to have something else. AJ always seemed to get that opportunity and take full advantage of it. And I think after Christopher Daniels realized that after so many years, what's the one thing he could do when he couldn't compete on a level physically, he thought he went to a different approach, and that's mind games. That's getting into his head. And obviously it's been working for him. Christopher Daniels, one half of the World Tag Team Champions.
And your anticipation pre-match, JB, looks to be dead on. Styles, Daniels, yeah, they may have faced each other maybe dozens of times in the past in wrestling matches. But this last man standing match, I don't think this is one that, just because of the inherent potential for physicality here, that they're never going to forget. We're going to remember this one forever.
Well, Mike, the difference between this match and the previous match, you don't have to get the pin. You don't have to get the submission. You have to beat the other person so badly they just simply cannot continue. And look at that drop kick.
You're going to see wrestling moves like that because AJ throws arguably the best drop kick in the game. And that time he caught Daniels perfectly, nailed him with the drop kick. So you'll see wrestling moves that will set up AJ's ability to deliver the pain and punishment that you talked about, to try and beat a man so bad that he can't continue. Because that's how you score the win in this match, when he can't answer the 10 count.
And that is a whole different strategy altogether. Last man standing rules.
You've got to beat your opponent so bad that he can't get to his feet. He can't use any support, can't use the ropes to get up. And that's how we'll determine a winner. Wow.
Just suplexed him into the corner.
Way more than a suplex. Suplex is the name of the move. When you saw the impact, the velocity that Daniels went back first into the corner turnbuckles and into the ring ropes, you see that extra level of pain that Styles is bringing. Daniels going to try and turn it around, and all of a sudden does. With AJ pinned up against the corner, Daniels going to unleash the chops. The knife edge. Chops delivered right to the chest, and AJ's quickness allows him to turn it around. And now here comes those chops from Styles.
Shot. You saw how that connected. Probably not the last punch or kick we are going to see thrown in this matchup.
Not a surprise that in a last man standing match where anything goes, that weapons like that steel chair might be employed. Daniels knew that he had AJ in trouble, and while he tossed the chair, and you saw how quickly Daniels sprinted around the corner to continue the assault, which now sees him not only raking the eyes of AJ, but just almost fish hooking and trying to put his finger in the eye socket of Styles.
And there's nothing the referee can do about a fish hook or anything that we obviously...
It's anything goes.
Anything goes. And when you have a steel chair in the ring and you're the referee, all you really do at that point is count to 10, and whoever can make it to their feet or continue in the matchup is, going to be the winner. It's a situation where the physicality is going to tell the story of this matchup.
Now Daniels in the corner. AJ goes, ooh, right up the chair. But caught nothing but the corner. Watch out, watch out. Look at what happened to the chair, and obviously look at what happened to AJ Styles' back.
And that's it. That's a steel folding chair.
Gotta take another look at this. Oh, God. And think of what a move like that does in terms of limiting, inhibiting the overall offensive abilities of AJ Styles. A confident Daniels going to try and follow up on the advantage as he drops out to the floor, and AJ weakened and weary.
Well, in a matchup where the object is to make it to your feet, be the last man standing, going after your opponent's back, is a great strategy. And the more Christopher Daniels continues in this matchup, it should be interesting to see if he continues that, what strategies he implies or employs to actually get the win. And he knows what's at stake here. Look at this on the floor now. Oh, AJ Styles busted open.
The bare knuckles of Christopher Daniels with shot after shot to the head of Styles. And well, you're right, AJ's forehead split wide open. And the impact, again, the focus of Daniels' offense, so much of it has been on AJ's back. This time the suplex by Daniels, and he's got something in mind in regard to the steel steps. But before Daniels can use those steps, AJ tries to fight back.
Oh. And Mike, you ask any competitor when they realize that they're busted open and blood's pouring out of their head mentally, and not just forget about physically, mentally, that does something to you. You know that you're in a fight. You know that you're in for the fight of your life when you start seeing your own blood. And obviously AJ Styles is going through that right now.
How about the advantage, though, for Christopher Daniels? You talked about the disadvantage with the blood flowing down AJ's face. And of course, potential to limit his vision. But at the same time, once Daniels sees and senses that he's weakened AJ, Daniels' confidence level is going to rise. Watch out.
Styles have the presence of mind to see that coming. And now look at this from the outside of the ring.
Go springboard. Here he goes. AJ flies, and contact was made with the steel chair. And I think the steel chair that Daniels was holding, I believe it went through it, and it hit Daniels in the head. Let's see if we can take a closer look right there. You can see that's exactly what happened.
Well, it sure did. It hit him squarely on the head. And that's got to knock Daniels silly. I mean, obviously, that steel chair. Now look at the stairs.
AJ sees the steps that Daniels had set up to try and use against him.
I mean, Daniels went head first into those steps.
That's one thing to go head first, but how about the ferocity of AJ putting him head first into the steel steps? Styles went down to a knee as contact was made. Watch this. AJ threw everything, all of his power behind that. Oh, now Daniels, just like AJ, Daniels has been split open.
Split open he is, Mike, and that blood's starting to trickle down the face, the forehead, and Daniels obviously feeling those punches. AJ Styles goes right to it, sees the opportunity, opens him up even further. And now that confidence is gone from Daniels. He knows.
Daniels puts it in reverse, trying to make his way up the ramp. AJ in pursuit, hot pursuit. Boy, action just to the side of the broadcast table here as Styles follows up the overhand right, putting the boots to Daniels, who's in a precarious position. Just a few feet away from us here, JB.
Now Styles going to the other side of the ramp.
Doing? Full speed ahead for Styles. Oh, the impact as both men went for the clothesline. And both men hit with such force that they went down, and you heard the sickening thud.
And now this becomes a battle of who has the most pain threshold. Really, at this point, you saw something like that go down, and both men to their feet. It's last man standing. hear that? Styles just told the referee, don't even bother counting. I'm not done.
This has been exactly the war that we anticipated. AJ looks to the crowd. Could he be going for the Styles clash? Oh, God. How about Daniels' ability to all of a sudden, out of nowhere, turn the Styles clash around and the back body drop. And we mentioned the word sickening thud earlier. You heard it again when AJ crashed off the back body drop. Oh.
We heard that, actually, we felt that. This is just feet from our broadcast booth here, and to see this war, to see this fight so close, and the blood coming down both men's foreheads.
And the loss of blood there by Daniels, you saw he appeared to be almost dizzy as he was teetering on the side of the entrance. Wait a minute, where's AJ going? Oh my! Referee Hebner putting in the count. Daniels must answer before 10. Brian Hebner's up to 3. He's at 5. He's at 7. What the hell? Oh, God! Kazarian comes out of nowhere. And contact made with AJ. And look at where he landed, JB.
Yeah, he landed.
Went flying all the way over.
He had no idea that was coming, and out of nowhere, Kazarian comes in.
I don't believe it. In a match of this importance, the interference by Kazarian, and think about it. They're trying to exploit the no disqualification situation. Daniels can't be disqualified because of this. Are we up to 3 here?
Referee Brian Hebner, he's at 4.
Hebner's at 5 as AJ's still down. At 7. Can AJ beat the 10 count? He's at 8, but he's got to get back up to his feet. Daniels closes the gap. And again, using the guardrail. Well, I'm amazed that AJ was able to make it up by 10.
They took everything
the contact that Kazarian hit him with, the distance that AJ flew, the way that AJ landed on the concrete and into the guardrail. Daniels takes Styles, tosses him up on the ramp so that he can get further distance between AJ and the table. Oh, no. Oh, come on. Goes double underhook. That usually means Angel's Wings. Oh, AJ! Quick surge of offense and energy by Styles. Able to run Daniels into Kazarian.
And Kazarian had a bad landing on that steel crane. Pele kick.
It rocked Daniels. It surprised him. It caught him completely unaware as AJ teeters on the side of the ramp. Is AJ gonna go for the clash? Gonna take him up? Oh my God!
No
Not off the ramp! Not off the ramp! Here he goes! Oh God! Hebner's at 2. Both men are down. Count reaches 3. We're at 5. Count is at 8. Counts at 9. AJ up? Is AJ up? Hebner calls for the bell.
Your winner, the phenomenal AJ Styles!
Holy you know what.
What else do you say to that? You see that obviously both men are going to be feeling the after effects. A match that has taken so much out of both men, and they're going to be feeling this for years. There's no question about it. AJ Styles with a huge gash on his arm. And Daniels, look at that, just a bloody mess. He has been through war. Both men have been through war.
We said it earlier, JB. Styles and Daniels, they may have faced each other dozens of times in the past in wrestling matches. But this last man standing match, it is a match that they will never forget. That anybody watching tonight here at home on pay-per-view, you will never forget it. We're going to remember this one forever.
Let's take a look at what we saw tonight, Mike. Incredible. Off the ramp, through a table, Styles Clash. Wow. And you want to talk about a career-shortening match? Neither man comes out of something like this unscathed, but AJ Styles tonight here at Destination X in a bloody mess has emerged victorious in the last man standing match. Wow, what a victory for AJ Styles, and what a match at Destination X.
You know, when it comes to AJ, when it comes to his matches with Daniels, I guess I've called every one of them. Never seen anything between these two men in terms of physicality like we just witnessed.
And we saw from the get-go, obviously, when we heard that this was going to be a last man standing match, we knew it was going to be a fight. We knew it was going to be violent, maybe even bloody, but obviously AJ Styles and Daniels still barely getting up. We can see right down in front of us a bloody mess. As we said before, neither man comes out of this match unscathed. But AJ Styles came out of Destination X a winner tonight. Unbelievable.
You know, throughout tonight's Destination X pay-per-view, we invited you to voice your opinion. When it comes to our World Heavyweight Championship match, Bobby Roode defending against Austin Aries, and I think you've got some information for us, JB.
We certainly do, Mike. We have had a poll up, our Twitter, at Impact Wrestling all night, and we have some great tweets coming in. Roe McManus, the David Letterman of Australia, tweeting in, he feels tonight the It Factor will have the victory, the advantage. How about our newest gut check competitor, newest addition to the Knockouts, Taylor Hendricks, picking one. And of course, Joseph Park chiming in from the Windy City of Chicago, picking Austin Aries, his opponent, Bully Ray, this Thursday night live on Impact, predicting it's going to be his friend, Bobby Roode. So a lot of feedback, a lot of people chiming in, and it's really, from the get-go, been a variety of different opinions, and we're hearing them from all over the world. We're watching your Twitter, at Impact Wrestling. We want to know what you think going into this match, and I think we're ready to find out.
Time for the results, right?
The results of this poll. Who will win tonight's main event at Destination X? And so far, wow. Our online audience, 71% are saying Austin Aries leaves tonight the new World Heavyweight Champion. And what a year. Obviously, I remember sitting here just a year ago when he won that contract. And now fast forward to Destination X 2012, and here he is going for that World Heavyweight Championship. What a year. And not to mention the fact what kind of momentum Bobby Roode has after becoming the longest reigning World Heavyweight Champion in TNA history. Tonight, Bobby Roode versus Austin Aries.
Those of you who have voted, obviously anticipating that we will have a new World Heavyweight Champion in Austin Aries later tonight. We're going to send it back to our broadcast partner, Christy Hemme.